and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
Facts, boots.
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Justice League Dark.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the man of mystic arts himself, Mr. Mike.
Ah! I'm so sorry. Leave that in, please.
We are.
They need to know that the struggle is real.
Well, that's Mike's window.
Oh,
oh.
This stupid camera. Oh, hold on. All right, there we go. Yeah, much better. This stupid fucking camera. Oh, I'm sorry. You'll have to leave that. I was in such
All right.
good.
You were. We spent so much time getting this
no.
all set up, and now you're. Yeah.
All right. Okay. How about that? There. I'll do that.
Okay. Should I start over again, or
It was
just
so
go?
good. No,
It
leave
was.
that in. People love
All
that.
right. Yeah. Well, sure. I'm Zach. He's Mike, and this is Bros, Foes, and Heroes. And we're finally getting to an episode that, as Mike tries to get his camera back to where it was before, we're doing an episode that we've talked about for a while. I have had this read for weeks. It's just finding the time for for me. This is a first for
you and
for
I
me of having it. Yeah.
We have been assaulted with projects.
Yes, that is oddly enough a very good way to put it.
Yeah.
But
it feels like an assault.
Yeah. But it is time for us, since Halloween is right around the corner. I'm thinking
it's this week.
It is this week. I haven't told you this yet, Mike. But I'm thinking about when we record Wednesdays this week, it's only going to be like 20 minutes, which if you want to, Superman takes on both Dracula and Frankenstein's monster. You get to listen to that on Wednesday. I was going to do something super short to actually release on Halloween, like 5 minutes. I have a surprise for you. That's what I'm going to do there.
Fantastic.
We'll record it when we do the Wednesday one, but you're right. It's this week. So spooky season is almost done. And then it's time for us to give things, which I have an idea for some things to do there, but we'll figure that out. We'll figure out what we got coming up. But still, this week, we still got spooky stuff for you. And that includes the first volume of Justice League Dark, which was a book that was.
You know what I shouldn't have done? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you know what I shouldn't have done? I ate a bunch of nuts before we went live here. And now I got nuts all in my teeth.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go off camera here for just 1 second. You continue.
Well, here's what I can do is I can make myself full screen until you get back. And then you just give me the thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm right over here.
Yeah, as everybody gets to see all of me. The light was bad, so you don't get to see outside the 21st floor window. But
it's so bright.
It is. But what we have that we're covering today is Justice League Dark, which came about. You again?
All good. Right. Yeah.
Which came about in 2011 when the New 52 rebrand happened for DC. And that was like their new point to start telling all the story, like Crisis on Infinite Earth, all these. We've seen different rebrands they've come through, but New 52 was the big one. And this was a title that was created in the New 52, kicked off in 2011, Justice League Dark. I'll go ahead and bring in our little cover for the first one here. Now, I read, and what we're going to cover is volume 1, which is the first 6 issues that they did of this title. It kind of sets up where it tells the first main story, and then it kind of sets up then where they go from there. But what we're covering today was written by Peter Milligan. The art is Mikel Janin. Ulysses Areola is the colorist. Rob Lee is the letterer. Ryan Sook is the collection cover artist as well. I apologize if I butchered those names, but I do want to give credit here. And we have Justice League Dark. Now, I don't know how familiar you are, Mike, if at all, with Justice League Dark.
Not much. I just know they work at the cover of night.
Well, that's not necessarily it. All here. I didn't know a lot about a whole bunch about all the characters too. So if you have some questions, I'm probably going to be able to answer some. Others,
well, when you showed me this cover initially, I knew Constantine and Mr. Dr. Death, or whatever
Yes,
his name is, Deadman.
Deadman. So what we have here on the cover is our essential
Mr.
team that
Dr.
we're going to
Death.
deal with. Enchantress, you're familiar with. She was
Yes.
in the first
She
Suicide
was
Squad
very
movie.
poorly done in the first Poor Suicide.
Not James Gunn, the David Ayers one before that. Oh, Cara Delevingne played Enchantress, and honestly, the way they had her look was cool.
Oh yeah,
But
just
so,
really underused character.
mhm. But if you've seen that, then you're at least a little bit familiar with Enchantress / June Moon, who
True.
is the human version, and we'll kind of get to that a little bit.
Okay.
If you're looking at this picture, Mike, and we go clockwise, the guy to the right with his mouth open and the brown hair is Shade, the Changing Man. Okay.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. No, I knew that. I'm sorry. I said it's Shade. Yeah, that's what I said. Shade the
Shade
Changing
the
Man.
Changing Man.
He has this vest. It's called like an M vest. I don't remember what he calls it, but essentially he can travel between different realities. Is like one of his things.
Okay.
Like it moves him through.
Why is he so shocked then?
I don't know. He also has the ability to like. He can do a lot more. I'm just telling you my very minimal knowledge that I have. Somebody in the comments will probably add to it. But he can also create things. We'll see when we get to the story.
Look
The
at
guy
you, Red
following
Bladder. Explain this to us.
the guy, Red Ladder, the guy that's falling down there is Constantine. You might be familiar with John Constantine. I'm pretty sure they did a TV show aside from the Keanu Reeves movie, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought they were doing another Keanu Reeves movie.
They might, but Constantine battles the occult a lot. He also he's been around. Hellblazer was the comic that introduced him, but something that comes up is to use his magic. Sometimes he has to get hurt as well. That's just a small thing that'll pop up if you're like, oh, why is he wanting people to beat him up? Well, he's trying to get his magic to work. The woman there next to him, who looks like she could be a Mortal Kombat villain, is Madame Xanadu.
In the purple or the black?
In the purple.
Okay.
Madame Xanadu. And she's kind of like a fortune teller. In this story, she's able to see the future, right? And I'll get more into it, but she is essentially what she sees in this future. She feels the need to get this team together to stop what's coming. So she kind of creates the team in a way. The other woman next to her in all black is Zatanna, who is a magician. She is in the regular Justice League, and she's, kind of been around for a while. I think people know Zatanna for the most part. She had her own series not too long ago that I need to read. I think it's in the library. I want to pick up. And then the guy with the D on his chest is Deadman. And Deadman has the ability to possess people. He is dead, but he can take over. I think we covered him a little bit in Batman Damned. He can take over like another human being and control them for a bit.
I do remember that. Hey, I forgot to tell you this earlier. This past weekend, my wife was nice enough to go with me to San Antonio to see a Spurs game. And what we did not realize is we got there about an hour early before the game started. And right next to the Frost Bank Center, that used to be the AT&T Center, they have their convention center.
Yeah.
And SpaceCon 2025 was going on.
Okay.
Now, had I known, we would have gotten tickets to this because Elizabeth Olsen was there, Jeremy Renner, Brie Larson, David Duchovny, Paul Bettany, Ian McDermott, Clark Craig, all of these, Billy D. Williams, who I thought was dead.
He's cooler than the other side of the pillow, though.
But I'm saying they were all there.
Yeah,
I would have gone to that in a heartbeat.
Giancarlo
Esposito was there.
I do like Giancarlo Esposito.
I felt really bad because that's something I mean, we would have gone probably a day early just to go to that, Yeah. I know we should have, but we didn't know it was there until we drove up. And then we both are idiots because we thought it was like a NASA con or something.
NASA? Oh.
Well, it's called SpaceCon. We didn't know.
No, that makes sense. No, you should have. That sounds, I don't know why they called it space.
That's whatever.
Anyway,
Edward James Olmos.
Oh, he was in, I watched something recently that he was in. He wasn't. It was a baseball movie.
George Takei was there.
I do like to see George Takei too.
Casper Van Dien, Lindsay Wagner. Yeah. I really feel like I missed something here.
Well, I don't think we should talk about how much you missed out on it
Okay,
anymore
let's
because
go.
all you're going to do is get sad. Let's dive.
Let's go, Deadman.
let's dive into our story for the day, which is Justice
Yes, sir.
League Dark. So, as I said, Madame
Ted
Xanadu kind of
Kalunga,
sees
whoever that is.
who?
Ted Kalunga. I don't know who that is.
Um,
Ooh.
she sees this terrible future in frnt of her. That right there, the blonde is June Moon, who we talked about is
Okay.
part Enchantress.
Yeah.
So usually the way it works, I'll explain it before we dive into a bit more, is there's two like sides to the coin. I don't know how I'm doing like that, but you know,
That's how a coin works.
Enchantress, exactly. Enchantress and June Moon are the same. Well, June Moon's the host for Enchantress. Enchantress is like this, you know, magical, just almost like very powerful witch in a way.
She's also
And
brunette,
she,
correct?
yes,
Yeah.
and she inhabits June. Like
Okay.
June's the host for her. Well, on our story here, she's been split from her. So June is trying to get away from Enchantress and notices that there are all these almost like June Moon clones. Like they all look like her that are out looking for something. They see like on the news, these trucks are like going through and just like hitting there on the freeway because they're out looking for something they don't know what, but it's causing a lot of wreckage out there for all these
that's not
June
nice.
Moons. No, it's not. We get introduced to Shade the Changing Man here. This is what I was going to tell you. This is his girlfriend, Kathy. He's like, oh, my invest is taking me somewhere. Like, I got to leave. And Kathy's like, oh, don't you? That's doing the whole like, I wish you would stay. All you do is leave me kind of, you know, bit back and forth. But we come to find out Kathy's not real. Kathy is something that Shade has created himself.
Okay.
So like she starts to, just so he's not lonely all the time. Like at one point in time, there was a Kathy. I don't think Kathy's with us anymore. So he makes like a new version of her
So
to keep
Kathy's
him
like
company.
his AI chatbot.
In a way, yes,
Yeah.
except, you know, 14 years before it happened.
Right.
But so she like that, she realizes like, wait, I'm not real. Oh, you bastard. Like you know, and she turns back into the little pile of mush she is there. We see that is Enchantress right now. Something is wrong with Enchantress. She's angry, she's upset, and it's causing things to go haywire. There's like a neighboring town is like covered in a shower of books in a dead language that ends up killing like 6 people. On 2 farms, like a cow gives birth to a meat slicer, like stuff like it's all these weird things. A local power station threatens to explode when it is imbued with consciousness and gets bored, is what it says. Like all these weird, unexplained things are happening. So the Justice League realizes, all right, it's got to be something to do with Enchantress. We'll just go to where she's hid up and take care of her. There's a thing about magic. I don't know if we've talked about it some. Superman, it's one of his weaknesses. It's magic has always been a weakness for Superman since Mixelplick back in the day.
Mixelplick.
Yeah. So as they try to get close to Enchantress, she sends like these swarms of like teeth and stuff, and they just rip through Superman because he has no. It's magic. He's that's his weakness. So
yeah,
they realize that like it's taking care of Superman, and Wonder Woman's kind of can't do anything with it. Cyborg can't. They realize this is a lost cause. Like we aren't strong enough to go up against Enchantress. Batman is watching with Zatanna and kind of realizes the same thing of like she's too strong for all of us. And Zatanna thinks, no, I can take care of this. And Batman's like, yeah, but you'll need my help. And Zatanna's like, nah, you stay here. I've got this. And she kind of like ties Batman down to where he is. Also, if you'll notice, her magic is what she wants done, just said backwards. So, like, if you look at her words, it's supposed to be bind his feet, is what it says. So, and it's just the words written. That's how she does magic.
Oh, okay.
I just want if you got to see the bubbles there.
Yeah.
So
let's do it. Yeah.
While she's binding Batman, she's gonna go see what's up with the Enchantress. Constantine just plops into London out of nowhere. He wasn't there before. He doesn't remember kind of where he was, before this. But some magic has just plopped him right down in the middle of London. And he's just like, okay, this is magic. It has something to do with Zatanna. I have a feeling like, something like this, Zatanna's related. We then we're kind of assembling the team here, Mike. That's what this comic does at first, is kind of assembles the team.
Sure.
The woman there, she's Dove. There is a superhero duo, Hawk and Dove.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
She's Dove. That's who she is here.
Okay.
She is also dating, and I know it's weird because he's dead, but she's in a relationship with Boston Brand, who's Deadman. Okay.
Boston Brand
is his name. We love alliteration in comics.
Okay.
June Moon is
he
looking.
does have a cool look.
He really does have a cool look.
Yeah. He's got
but you know that he's basically just like Robin.
Oh, well, I hate him.
Well, he was a trapeze artist to start out.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
That's
like
why
a
he's got
circus
that suit?
performer. He was a circus performer.
Huh,
and he was shot and killed. He wasn't a good guy though. But the thing is, I'm paraphrasing it. So, but he like had to try to do like good deeds in a sense before he could pass. Like he's able to still, he's very much like Robin. So June is looking for Deadman. We come to find out a little bit later of the reason why is we'll get there. Shade his vest. Well, one thing at a time. So June is looking for Deadman because she thinks that Enchantress is like they're split. So that's what's causing all these problems, is that Enchantress is no longer a part of June. And Enchantress wants June back so she can be whole again. She can have like June as her host. June doesn't want that. June wants to be so far away from Enchantress. Like, she's so tired of just being constricted and sad and doesn't want to go back to that. Like, it's horrifying. She wants to be her own person.
Sure.
So that's why she's looking for Deadman to kind of like possess her and comb through and see if there's any residual pieces of Enchantress left in her. That's why she's hunting him down on that part of the story. Shade realizes that his vest called him to Madame Xanadu, who tells him that, I've seen the future. Like, Enchantress is going to cause a lot of death. That's why I need you guys to come together to stop her. That's why I've kind of like kind of sent for you all to come here. We're moving on to issue 2. So we find out that Enchantress is Madame Xanadu sees the future, and whatever is going to happen caused by Enchantress, it's going to be huge and it's going to be bad. So she's trying to get Justice League Dark together to stop her. Zatanna is heading to Enchantress because she thinks that she can stop her herself, only to come across this town that is just completely covered in like roots and like these giant bugs everywhere.
Yeah.
And Enchantress even like takes over a car radio near Zatanna to tell her like, I'm coming for you. You're not as powerful as you think. Like, this is futile on your part.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
you see this darkness then that starts like coming towards Zatanna, and she realizes Enchantress is trying to engulf her in whatever that is, and she's trying to get away as quickly as she can, and she's able to cast like a protection spell right as the darkness swallows her, and you see like the little red dot there as she's swallowed by the darkness. We then get a cut to Dove, whose name is also, I'm trying to remember. Why can I not think of it? Anyway, Dove is at a bar, and Deadman has possessed another person. And what he's doing is he's going up and he's hitting on her as if he were like, he could hit on her like an actual person.
Yeah. So the way we're able to tell that Deadman is in this guy is that
the red outline,
kind of glow.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Dove is a little thrown off.
Because it gives us an idea of what's going on. Yeah. It's
exactly. Cool. Dove is thrown, like she knows that it's Boston, but she's thrown off because, well, it's not him. Like, even though it's him in spirit, it's like not him physically.
Sure.
And it weirds her out a bit. Deadman is very much just like, hey, baby, like he's trying to make moves. And she's like, I don't like this. This doesn't feel right. And then about that time, we come to find out that Deadman, the body he stole, was from a married man and some other woman who that wife has followed her there then. And he's like, oh, no, I wasn't talking to any, and he ends up taking her back home and leaving Dove there. Okay. And he's like, I'll go ahead. Like, come on. He like tries to calm the situation down as the guy he is possessing. And so he's like, all right, baby, let's go. And he like walks her home and like leaves Dove there. Okay.
Yep.
We see, I was telling you where Constantine needed to be beat up a bit. He gets into a fight somewhere just to be thrown out, and he's kind of all uh had the mess kicked out of him a bit. But he's able to use some magic to try to get where Zatanna is. He knows that the reason he appeared out of nowhere for some reason has to do with Zatanna. So she'll be able to tell him what's going on. So he uses all of his magic to essentially hunt her down.
So
Deadman.
would you say Constantine is kind of a Doctor Strange with blood?
No, there's more to him. I'm not doing a
Okay.
good enough job
Okay.
with Constantine.
Okay. All right. All
We
right.
will dive into, I'm covering him more just for the story, but I think there are some similarities.
Yeah, it just
But
made me
there's
think
no,
like he's sitting cross-legged there doing his spells and
well,
all
they
that stuff,
kind
you
of
know?
like, there is a part later, like he does the same thing and like creates a protection spell. It is
Yeah.
kind of
Not
Doctor
that I'm trying to.
Strange-esque.
I mean, I'm not trying to. You
It's
know.
occult stuff.
Yeah. It's just occult stuff. I guess you're
Mhm.
right. It's all kind of the same. It's kind of
Yeah.
like saying that Scarlet Witch is the same as Doctor Strange. It's not. So
Yeah, but it's more the occult stuff they deal with.
I got you. Sure.
Deadman
This
shows.
art, by the way, is really good.
I do really like. I did
Yeah.
like the art throughout the
It
whole thing.
almost looks watercolor or something. I mean,
You
it's
know,
yeah, or
mm,
watercolor markers or something.
yeah, no,
It's
for
very
sure.
cool.
Deadman shows back up, and Dove's just like, I'm surprised that you bothered to come home tonight. And he's like, well, what does that mean? I just made sure she got home safe. Like, that's all that happened. Because he's very much like, he wants to have a physical relationship, and it's throwing Dove off because that's not, like, it's another man. It's not you. So like, I get you're there, but so she's kind of weirded out by this. And they kind of get into a fight because, I wouldn't think a relationship between a human woman and a dead man would be easy. Um,
No, I think it'd be a tough one to get over.
yeah, and this is where June shows up then. Well, she was there in the first issue. And
Uh-huh.
that's where she tells Deadman, like, hey, I think that there still might be a little bit of Enchantress in here. I need you to check out to make sure she's all gone. Like, I feel she can hunt me down. Like, she's looking for me. That's what all those like June Moon clones are. They're sent
Sure.
out to try to find June and bring her back. So she's like, Deadman, like, please, I need you to possess me to see. And so he does that thing. And he ends up possessing her, and he goes outside after Dove leaves to give them the room. And then after he possesses her, he goes back outside because this is Deadman being typical Deadman in this. And you see it's that same thing, the red outline, so you know that he is possessing June then now.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dove talks to him like, Boston, why are you walking around in this girl's body? And he's like, well, I wanted to say that I know how you feel, like, ask about what I did earlier was wrong. Like, I get that. Like, that wasn't me, like asking you to, sleep with some guy you don't know and pretend it. Like, I get that. That's weird. I never wanted to hurt anything like that. And he's like, I love you. And you see, like, he's like doing the same thing, except while he's possessing June. And so she's like, yeah, because he says something to him like, I've always had this fantasy. And she's like, yeah, no, forget it. I'm out of it. So he uses June to try to get to Dove anyway. She leaves. He ends up, unpossessing June just to tell her, like, yeah, Enchantress is gone. All that's inside of you is this same repeating, like, nursery rhyme over and over again about a crooked man and a crooked house and all of that. But Enchantress isn't in there. Dove is just so upset, and she's just kind of like leaving to fly away to just get away from Boston for a second. And the same thing happens with her radio, and it gets possessed by Enchantress to tell, like, you can run from me, but my bitter shadow will follow you. And she's able to get out of the car before the darkness kind of comes back there for her too. Yeah. And what we get from Enchantress is the darkness is an imitation of doom. It might pass you by this time, but my shadow's chill darkness will find you. You all brought this upon yourselves when you tore my darling light from me. So Enchantress is causing all of this because she wants June back.
Okay.
We see that. Oh, that's it. So Zatanna is safe, but she's kind of out of it. The darkness is past, and she's just stuck unresponsive in this area. And Madame Xanadu sees that, Enchantress grows stronger and stronger. We come to find out, I'm going to give you I'll wait. It's kind of a big thing of how Enchantress got here, but we'll give it a bit. Enchantress is kind of sitting and biding her time. She knows that that June is gonna come through where she's at. She just has to wait for her. Like she's doing things to like put a plan in motion so that she can finally have June. I'm trying to just skip through to get to where we are. Okay, so here's what happens. When I told you, Mike, I read this and that it's I said that for 6 issues, I felt like not a lot happened.
You said there was a butt ton of exposition, like
There was.
all this setup.
And so that's why I am going to just go through art as I kind of tell you all of this that happens. We come to find out that I'll get to that part at least. So Madame Xanadu is the one who has ripped June from Enchantress. She's the one who split them. She is the one who has caused this future that now the others have to fix. There's a part in time where she tells Shade that he needs to go hunt down Mind Warp, who's another hero to be a part of this group. That's the guy who looks all invisible here. But everybody's kind of reluctant to it. What it is the group goes through and finds out that Madame Xanadu has essentially like ripped the two of them apart. That's June finally gets caught by Enchantress. Boston tries to save her. Let me get to the 4 through 6 here to close it out. They get away from Enchantress there. What happens is you think that they've been caught. Boston goes and possesses her, only to find out that that's not the real Enchantress. It's just like another clone, but realizes that they're all out looking for June. Enchantress is sent now other Enchantress clones out there and other like June Moon clones still trying to find her. And Zatanna thinks we're just going to take the fight to Enchantress, but they're not strong enough to. So she gets sucked back by Shade the Changing Man. Essentially, she is found. One of the clones does find June. And there's some great art of when she finally does. Yeah. And everything. Here's everything. It just goes to show you that more and more stuff is going wrong around like the globe with Enchantress trying to find. There's Frankenstein. I just threw him in there because we had talked about Creature Commandos.
Sure, why not Frankenstein?
Frankenstein and the Agents of Shade.
Why not Zoidberg?
Zoidberg. Ooh. So they pull Deadman away, and he doesn't realize like why, like Xanadu, like you did this. They have to find a way to go, and they stop Enchantress very easily. Like that's the thing is, well, I'm telling you. Oh yeah, see, this is even already after it. This thing's weird. Okay, Mike.
This is after they stopped Enchantress.
Yes. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna talk to you, and I'm gonna do better explaining it while holding the mic, instead of we're just two cool guys.
Just two guys holding mics.
Here's essentially what happens. They do go and they are able to stop Enchantress does combine with June. Where I'm looking at this, they prevent the catastrophe from happening. They are able to stop Enchantress. Oh, that's what it does. Okay. I was trying to remember what. Oh, nice. It's a boom mic now.
It's a boom mic now.
So they realize that Enchantress is after, because I remember why I was even more let down. Because they don't stop Enchantress. This whole setup of like, oh, Madame Xanadu pulled Enchantress or split June and Enchantress from each other, and we got to stop, this from happening. Well, Boston's trying to save June, obviously, and Constantine just essentially puts the two of them back together. He's like, hey, the only way for us to save this world is for them to be with one another. Sorry about your girlfriend, but this is how we save everybody else. And so they put the two back together again.
So it's a one versus many kind of thing. Yeah,
exactly. And so that's kind of the end of that, honestly. Like Constantine just puts it. It is like unless I'm here's the thing. They could expand upon it past issue
Yeah.
6,
Yeah.
but in the first 6 they don't, because all issue
6
6
issues
is,
it took for that.
well, 5 issues for them to put her
Yeah.
back together. Like, yeah, Constantine just ends up putting her back with Enchantress, and we move on. There are vampires in the next arc. I do know that, but we didn't get them here.
We just got a flash of Frankenstein?
We got a shot of Frankenstein. Yeah. Oh, I went off.
What is
there
the
now.
deal with Frankenstein?
He's an agent of shade. Do you not? Well, I was bringing him up
No,
because
you said that. I don't know what the hell that means.
okay, hold on. Let me get to this.
Agent
So
of Shade.
you remember Creature Commandos, right?
Yeah,
You watched
uh-huh,
Creature
sure.
Commandos.
Yeah.
We're going back. Did you, or are you just saying that now?
Yeah, sure.
You didn't watch Creature Commandos.
I did
Anyway,
not. I watched one episode. I did not watch the rest of it. No.
okay. Well, Frankenstein's in Creature. I was going to find him. Frankenstein's in Creature Commandos. He's one of the Creature Commandos. I was just saying he led a team called Agents of Shade in the comic books, and he
Okay.
pops up there. I was just saying there's a Creature Commandos reference. That was all.
Well, it's also a spooky Halloween reference.
Yeah, that's true too.
We got a Frankenstein.
But I have to make sure I don't want Jonathan to hate me for this. So I'm gonna put a bow on this as best as I can. So that's essentially it, is that Madame Xanadu created this future by splitting June Moon and Enchantress just to get Zatanna, M the Changing, or Shade the Changing Man, John Constantine, Deadman, and Mind Warp all together to stop the problem she had made. Then after they do that, they all start having dreams about things going wrong over the next couple months. So they go back to Madame Xanadu and they're like, hey, we keep having all these awful dreams about things that might not go well, that could go wrong. What are we going to do about them? She's like, see, you guys have to. I know y'all are reluctant, but the only way to stop these things is for you guys to work together. And then, somebody says fantastic, and Constantine goes, what? Say that again. And he said fantastic. I'm making fun of the movie, but
Sure.
they become Justice League Dark essentially. And there's a bunch of different.
Not great, is what you're saying.
I like the premise. I really do enjoy the premise that, and it makes sense.
You just
to
thought
me.
that story was a little weak.
I thought the story, to get into it, just me, and I'm not knocking. I've read other Peter Milligan stuff that's good. It was just this one.
I'm happy to knock it if you want to. I mean,
I love the idea that the Justice League can't battle everything, so they need, like somebody who would deal with magic.
There's one that deals with magic and monsters and stuff
that's
like
what,
that. Yeah,
and that's what you have all your magic members on.
Because
like, I like that idea.
Honestly, I think that's where James Gunn ends up, is having these different groups. One deals with magic and monsters, and one deals with metahumans, and one, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't have any problem having it, and I think Justice League Dark is a cool name.
So
for some reason, it makes me think of like a Mounds bar, but still.
Justice League Dark. There it is.
Yeah.
I like the concept. I would pick up, and I'll still. I say that it was bad. It wasn't enough to me. Like, I would read volume 2 still, just to see where they went with it, because it does end issue 6, where it's like, again, Kane, like they have a giant, like the leader of all vampires has awoken. So you're getting into some weird, like, more territory like that, which is cool. But
there's a lot of time when you and I don't talk about these things before we go on and record, right?
Yeah, all the time.
This one we happened to talk about
a little bit
before we did it. And the issue is that that story seems like it should have been about 3 issues, but they drug it out to 5.
Yes.
And so I think that's the problem here. It's pacing.
It is. Well, that was the problem. If
the art's beautiful, the story's not bad.
No, it wasn't a bad story.
Drug out. Yeah.
It did seem that we could tell it a little bit quicker. And so that's why, like, I stopped and I took the panels down after a while, because I felt like I was extending the story and basically telling you page by page what was happening, because that's what, and I get that. Like, we do that as a quick breakdown, but like, I want you guys to be able to enjoy some if you go back and read it. And at that point, like, it's still, again, it's still good.
I don't know that we've said anything that's going to keep anybody from enjoying it. It's not, It's not it doesn't have Robin in it anywhere, so I'm sure people will
Why
enjoy it.
your hate for Robin? But the good news is we don't have to talk about him for a
No
while.
Green Lantern either, so it was great.
But we
Loved
might
it.
talk Green. We might talk Green
Damn
Lantern
it.
next month. We need to talk Green Lantern here soon, Mike, because
We
people
do.
love Green
I
Lantern.
know. Well,
And
not
there's the
only that,
Lanterns
but we got
TV
Lanterns
show.
coming out. Yeah.
You know what I should do? I should at least introduce John Stewart the same way I did Guy Gardner, so you can at least know him.
Yeah.
Know
love
this,
that.
John Stewart, not an asshole like Guy Gardner. He's actually one of the best Green Lanterns to me.
I don't know
think.
that anybody is.
He's my
but,
favorite.
yeah.
Him and Hal. But so there you go. That was Justice League Dark.
Hooray.
You said one more thing that I wanted to. Oh, you talked about the pacing. Like that was the thing. I almost said if I had. I don't even really have any complaints, but like sometimes when I watch shows, I was going to say like with Peacemaker, I felt like it was like in some episodes just a little bit longer just to stretch out, but I know he had a story he wanted to tell, so I get that.
But we kind of knew what that story was with 2 episodes to go.
That's true, but that's not on him though. I think a lot of times that
it's still a great show. There's
I
nothing
loved it.
wrong with it. Just like that, just like Justice League Dark, I'm sure it's a great comic. It's just they made them drag it out.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
So coming up later this week, we have Superman taking on Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein gets 2 appearances this week.
Nice.
And Dracula and some
Dracula
and some wonky Superman science that Mike always loves when things like that
love
happen.
it when Superman pulls that stuff out of his belt. There's nothing like Superman's sucking power.
What do you think, Mike? And I'll give you this as homework just to think about. If Superman had to recreate, remember in the movie,
I like how you said just to think about, because I won't research it.
No. Remember in the movie when the most recent Superman movie, when Metamorpho had to make like the sun for him?
Yeah.
Superman has to make a sun in the story that we're covering on Wednesday or around then, whenever we get to it. I want you to guess what he uses to make it out of. Okay. Just think about that.
Okay.
And it's going to be wrong. You'll see when we cover it on Wednesday. But there you go. You got to look forward to that. And we're going to have a special, actually, Halloween Friday special edition. That
it is just hard for me to believe that it's freaking Halloween coming up. That is craziness.
I know. No,
because once you get past Halloween, you're screwed. I mean, the year's over for the most part.
Yeah. No,
there's a week here, a week there, and we're just out of it. And it's oof.
Yeah.
No. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy Halloween to you.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Thank you guys, as always, for taking the time out to watch, to listen, however you partake in this. We can't thank you enough, and for leaving comments and for actually liking us. Like it means so much to us. Thank you all so much. Also make sure to check out Rogue Media Network and all the other great family of podcasts there.
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Gallican.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.